Hi guys, these are notes over section 1B, dividing so that your answer is going to be a whole number. You've already taken notes over this hamburger that's going to help us remember that first we divide, then we multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down, by remembering does McDonald's serve burgers. And you have an example here from the first video. So now we're going to do a few practice problems. And just a real quick reminder about vocab here. Remember that the number we divide by is the divisor. The number that we divide into is dividend, and it sort of sounds like divide in, dividend, divide in. So we divide into that number. And then finally, this top number, the answer is the quotient. Okay, so this is the number we're dividing into, this is the number we're dividing by, and this is our answer, the quotient. Okay, so remember, does McDonald's serve burgers is going to be divide first, then multiply, then subtract, then bring down. All right, so I'm going to see, does 9 go divide into 8? It doesn't, it's too big. And so does 9 divide into 86? Of course it does, and that goes in 9 times. Remember our basic facts that 9 times 9 is 81. So we're going to subtract now. So we've done our divide, we've done our multiply, and now we're subtracting. 6 minus 1 is 5, and 8 minus 8 is 0, and now we're to our bring down. And we start the process all over again. 9 divides into 54, and we know that's our basic fact of 9 times 6, which is 54. Now we multiply. 9 times 6 is 54. Now we subtract, and we get a 0, and then we don't have any other numbers to bring down. So our answer to 864 divided by 9 gives us a quotient of 96. All right, let's look at our second problem here. So first of all, we divide. 3 can't divide into 2. I'll put a 0 there as my placeholder. 3 can divide into 29, and 3 goes into 29 9 times, because we know that 9 times 3 is 27. So now we're multiplying. 9 times 3 is 27. And now we subtract 27 from 29. That gives us 2. And then we bring down our 4. Now we start all over again. Divide 3 into 24. Well, we know that goes in 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. Subtract 24 from 24. And we get a 0 and nothing left to bring down. So we're done. So our answer to 294 divided by 3 is 98. All right, let's look at number 3 here. Number 3 is a 2-digit divisor. We're dividing by a 2-digit number, so that makes it a little tougher. All right, and if we look at 63 divides into 7, not at all. So we're doing our dividing part here. Does 63 divide into 65? Yeah, it'll go in 1 time. Now we're going to multiply. 63 times 1 is 63. Now we're going to subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. I always like to make sure this number is smaller than the number we're dividing by. Then I know that I divided in by a big enough number. And now we'll bring down. Now we have to kind of guess and check a little bit. 63 divides into 126. Well, I know that 6 would divide into 12 twice, so that's a good place to start. It's just a guess. We'll check it, and if we may have to adjust up or down. So 2 times 3 is 6. I'm at the multiply right now. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So we guessed pretty well because we get an answer of 0. 126 minus 126 is 0 when we do our subtracting. All right, last example I'll show you, and then I'm going to ask you to do a couple on your own. So now we've got 4,788 divided by 19. And so we're going to ask ourselves, first of all, how many times will 19 go into 4? Of course, not at all. And then how many times will 19 go into 47? Well, 19 is almost 20, and there would be 2 20s and 40. I'm just making some estimates there. It's kind of a guess, but it's an educated guess. So we'll say that 2 times 19 is 38, and that looks good. I think 38 will work for us. So now we've multiplied. 2 times 19 is 38. Now we're on the subtracting. So we can't take 8 away from 7, so we have to borrow over here. This becomes a 3, and we make this 17. 8 from 17 gives us 9. So we did a good job. 19 can't go into 9, so we know that we used a big enough number here. All right, now we've done our subtracting. Now we bring down. And we've got an 8. So we've got to estimate how many times will 9 go into 98. So if I did 20, 40, 60, 80, that would be 4. But 98 is pretty close to 100. And there would be 5 20s in 100. So I'm going to try 5 here. I might have tried 4, might have tried 5. We'll see what happens here. So 5 times 9 is 45. Carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9. So we did a good job there because we're at 95. So I did my divide, I did my multiply, and now I'm going to do my subtract. So 8 minus 5 is 3, and 9 minus 9 is 0. And now we've got one more number to bring down here. And that makes 38. Well, we already know that 19 times 2 is 38, so that's good to see. We know that this is going to be 2. So 19 divides into 38 twice. 19 times 2 is exactly 38. We subtract, and we get 0. Okay, I'm going to stop this video now, and I want you to try the next two, A and B, and then check in with the next video to see how you did on those.